ब्लग भनेर चिनिने गरेको लेक्स लिम्बू.com बाट। सो हाम्रो पहिलो प्रश्न तपाईलाई ब्लगको बारेमा नै हुनेछ र यो प्रश्न रहेको छ तपाईले ब्लग राइटिङ कसरी सुरु गर्नुभयो? यो एउटा प्यासन थियो कि तपाईले कुनै अर्कै मोटिभले गर्दा यो सुरु गर्नुभयो?
Well, firstly, regarding how my blog started, this was around back in 2009-10. Internet is blogging for culture the things that I had seen, there were more Nepali blogs but focused on Nepali politics. So I wanted something which was kind of different, which was refreshing, and which I didn't have to read in Nepali. So I started up LEX and it was in English. And another thing that really got to me was how majority of the people didn't really know who our celebrities were, what's happening in Nepali movies, Nepali films, and that was something, an area of my interest. So I really wanted to kind of bring that focus and attention of people into that area and to make people feel that give our celebrities that attention as well. So that's how it began. And I developed a really blog with various celebrity tools, blog and websites. And I think that timing was probably one of the key reasons why my blog and the LEX really caught on and I was focused. Because if I had done what I did then now, then I would have been lost in the sea probably.
तपाईले भन्नुभयो तपाईको मेन फोकस सेलिब्रिटीहरुमा थियो सुरुमा। तपाईले ब्लग राइटिङ गर्दाखेरि तपाईको कुनै रोल मोडल हुनुहुन्थ्यो जसले गर्दा तपाई स्टार्ट गर्नुभयो ब्लग राइटिङ or was it just as a form of passion and just writing?
I guess like people know me for various reasons, but as you mentioned before I started actually like blogging consistently, I used to have quite a few random blog YouTube videos, and there was one actress called who I admired greatly, and there was so much negativity around her life, and people felt she was their right to say anything they wanted, and to some extent once you're exposed and keep yourself out in the public, you do have the right, and there's nothing you can do about it. But I just thought maybe I'll be that voice. If she ever watches that, she can say, oh, this kid really appreciates what I do and how I am as a personality. And so that was one of the things. And I think seeing her fight that kind of negative emotion and be there is pretty inspiring because through my time I had lots of negativities as well, especially in the beginning. And you just have to have that coping mechanism, otherwise that will just get to you and you really start questioning because that side wins, and to stop that there's various things and various people that you have to talk to.
Yeah, well, you just said we are going to get into that in detail because our next question is, because you being a very young blogger, like student blogger, what were the challenges that you had to face as a young person that writing blogs?
I think it's basically the voices of others, and I wouldn't necessarily say it was just like other people that I didn't know, because I'd say it's even the people that knew me at that time as a 14, 15-year-old making those random videos on YouTube, but they'd be like, what are you doing? Then people are like, I thought that I would say, and you do think, what am I going to get out of this? But then I did it because I thought at that time that was what made me happy, and I thought I killed time doing that. And now looking back, it's good. I chose to do what I did and I continue with it. But no, there are a lot of things, and now I would say the negativity is still there, but then the proportion have changed. And at that time as well, back in 2006, when I first uploaded one YouTube video, I was culture anything on Facebook or YouTube right now. So what would happen is the hate used to be very, very extreme. But I think there was a moment where I just told myself, I want to do this. It's coming from everywhere, not just UK, but like Nepal from all over the world. And they weren't attacking the subject, but they were attacking the person. And that was what I found very difficult to deal with. But once you kind of tell yourself, that I'm just going to have to overlook that, and you just have to deal with it.
Did you get any family support? Because you get all those criticisms from all over the world. Did you involve your family into getting some help?
No, because I think my parents
studenthood. I'm sure you have had problems with time management. How did you manage your time with work or your schoolwork and blogging as well?
It comes down to setting your priorities straight and making a list of things, really. But what I would say, I think blogging really did have a huge effect in my studies. Through that side, I was meeting so many more people, and they all had different stories. They were working in places all over the world, and like you, every time I met someone fascinating like that, I was like, oh, like, do I want to study what I'm studying right now? Because I really like the idea of that person doing that. I'm not saying my mind is very fickle, but I was just saying like the idea that one day I'll have to graduate and I'll probably end up having one job, one career, and that kind of really scared me at that time. So and I think uni has a really, the people I went to, then they get really confused about what they're studying, and that question stays until the final year, or for some people, the first year, and that was challenging, but it was just about doing the right thing and trying to finish what you started.
For Queen Mary's University, but a graduate program in human geography. I think from my point of view, human geography and blogging are not as related as it's not related, but how has your studies helped your blogging?
My studies,
well, I think now the focus on my, what happens is when you're studying, you get taught to think critically, to question everything that we read, and to talk about the matters that the things that actually matter. And in that sense, human geography has a huge focus on development and why some countries are poor. So in that sense, Nepal really comes in. So now what I'm trying to do with my blog is, I don't really want to focus on celebrities all the time, because I look at the past blogs and I see a younger me there, and now I want to really focus on issues that matter on the blog. But what you have to realize is now there's a following, there are things that people want to read as well, and things that people don't want to read that might interest me. So getting that balance is, I'm getting there.
Balance or in a way, like time management, we have a lot of new bloggers coming out, Nepali, doing Nepali YouTubers. So, what advice? Top 3 advices if you had to say.
Top 3 advice. Do it on something that you are really interested in and you know it. Otherwise, it will just be like a school homework that you don't want to do half complete. Second, try to news and stuff online, it's everywhere, you know. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm kind of recycling and adding my own bit. So try to make your bit unique and try to maintain that. And the third would be, you just have to, what you have to do when you're online is you have to think of yourself as like a product and get yourself out there and make yourself visible. And I think a lot of the times that's where people might be not putting as much effort when they're trying to get their blog or product out there.
तपाईले ब्लगिङ गरेर धेरै ठाउँमा जान सक्नुभयो, तपाईले नेपाल पनि जानुभयो, LEX नेपाली हेरेर तपाईको सबैभन्दा अविस्मरणीय क्षण चाहिँ कुनै just most memorable moment through blogging?
Actually, recently I got messaged by this man who works in this red panda conservation, and then he said, Alex, you seem to be very interested in animals. If you want to, then I'll take you to this trail where we can see the endangered red pandas. So that hasn't happened, but I think that was like my moment where I was like, oh my god, like blogging got a good But LEX in Nepal was, it's good, but then whatever I do, I keep looking back at it and think about all the things that could have been better. So maybe I'll get to a point where things will be good.
How do you prioritize things because LEX in Nepal, graduate goals, I'm sure you're looking into your career-wise as well. So are you planning to continue blogging as you go through your career as well, or is it going to be mixed, your career and your blogging?
I won't be able to give a definite answer, but definitely it's something that I do not want to let go, and if I can, I will continue in different ways. But for now, I will be consistently blogging because in a way I'm taking a year out, so I'll have plenty to share, whatever personal experiences and various things happening around the Nepali community as well.
I don't want to ask all the questions because we have some time for our audience to ask the questions as well. We just want to know your next vision for your next coming 5 years.
5 years, I'll be 26, right? So thing is, like, I feel like my life has been so planned, you know, like study, do this at this age. I'm glad, like, one of the plan was at least graduate by 21. So Theo Boyo, and I wanted to get married when I'm 21 as well, but now I only have like 10 months left. So I don't think I'm gonna do that. And I realized, I think especially like with the experiences and life experiences that you go through, you realize that nothing, whatever you feel good for now, it just changes over time, and the ideal life and stuff. But one of the, coming back to your question, one of the things that I actually wanted to do before I was like even 30, मलाई एउटा fascination थियो नेपालमा जग्गा किन्ने, नेपालमा जग्गा किनेर आफ्नै खेत क्या, so आफ्नै पैसाको क्या. So I really want to have that. So I think that will be my next goal.
Okay, good luck for that. अब हामी questions लिने छ हाम्रो audience बाट, so if you guys have any questions, please put your hands up and we'll just get to you.
I think the most challenging thing that I found about education and the uni institution was how you're made to critically assess and question everything that you're being taught. And what I found myself doing was I was actually questioning my decision to come to uni. And that was the most challenging thing that I found in my first year. And there were times that I felt like giving up. But there's always that pressure. You know what, at the end of the day, I'm studying what I wanted to study, so I'm not doing what my parents forced me to. And this is the basic that they're kind of requiring at the moment. And but I feel like uni, especially the first year, could be kind of hit and miss. And I chose to stuck by it for myself and my parents as well. And now I feel free.